I just walked in, but y'all already know me. Things in the world nowadays getting oldie. Chilling in the crib with the fam, getting cozy. Talking with my people, we at home with our homies.
All right, guys, what's up? It's been a minute. Welcome to At Home with Our Homies. I have Kiera Chocola on from Florida Real Estate Partners and Small Business Saturdays.
Yes, that's what I've been calling them. Small Business Saturdays.
Small Business Saturdays. Why don't we start off with that? Tell us a little bit about Small Business Saturdays.
Yeah, so I started doing the Small Business Saturdays when quarantine, kind of happened. Actually, Beth Azor and Aaron Zucker were hosting a freshman forum every Friday for people who are in the industry 5 years or less. And so Beth actually started in South Florida. She started interviewing local mom and pops and was kind of pushing us to try something out of our comfort zone. So I was like, you know what, I'll just start in Tampa. Why not? So started doing that, reached out to a few mom and pops and started small with a company that I am a yoga teacher for. We started at a gym here, and then I worked my way through a couple different other mom and pops, and I should count them. I'm not sure how many I've done by now. I think it's about like 10 or 12. But
Listen, it's such a great idea. So I by the way, At Home with Our Homies was born basically at the same time, right? I mean, who would come up with a concept like At Home with Our Homies if there was no quarantine?
Right? That's what I said. I think quarantine kind of brought out some cool creative outlets, just trying to figure out how to, swerve with everything.
Yeah, for sure. So it's funny because I just got off, as we discussed, Aaron's podcast like 15 minutes ago. So everybody needs to check out Limitless. I don't know when my episode's going to drop, but he got me to talk about some stuff that I don't think I've ever discussed on a real estate podcast, at least. So it's definitely interesting. He's a good interviewer.
Yeah, his podcasts are great. I've listened to a few of those.
Yeah, he's crushing it. So one thing that you said, so he was asking me about when I started in commercial real estate, how I kind of like got started, how I got my first client, so on and so forth. And I told him that I just literally like walked into places and would introduce myself and, see if there was a chance that I could possibly help them find space and expand and whatnot. And you basically, by doing this Small Business Saturday, you've been able to take what I was doing to a completely different level and probably interact with so many more people in a shorter amount of time as a result of using technology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and make those really good connections. Yeah, it's been really cool.
So in prior to quarantine and this post-COVID world, how would you typically canvas?
So, I mean, obviously just straight out the bat, walk into some businesses, do some, ground marketing, just Facebook prospecting, anything that Beth Azor says to do, I've probably tried.
That's a smart idea. I mean, I wish that I had Beth Azor in my corner when I was at your stage of the game because, Beth and I are very close friends. I would assume you know that, but if you don't, we are. And she's doing such amazing things. And the fact that she, at her stage of the game and at her stage of her career, the fact that she like gives back and cares so much about cultivating others is such an inspiration. I do it too, but not to only a fraction of what she does. And it's truly amazing. And tell us about what it's like, more or less getting started in this industry in these times.
I mean, it's kind of difficult. I mean, obviously, like I said, with the freshman forum, that has helped so much because we're with a group of people who are in the same boat, 5 years or less. So being able to collaborate with them and see what other people are doing. And I just think hearing from vets who've been through a situation like this, have been through a downturn when the market crashed, and hearing that they came out on the other side and are okay. It's nice to hear those success stories. because it almost feels like we're going through the same thing. I mean, everything happens in cycles, so it's nice to hear
Completely.
that.
I would actually even take it a step past that, and actually, Aaron and I just discussed it also. You know, it's the downturns are where the real opportunities lie. You know, and in our industry, if you're not self-motivated, you're in trouble to begin with, right? So, you know, this is when you really have opportunity to take your career to a different level, because this is when it counts. You know, when
Yeah.
in the times of abundance, it's easy for anybody to make a deal, but a lot of people get distracted when there's less activity. A lot of people don't realize that if you show up and put the work in and constantly, you know, do this, the busy stuff that you wouldn't necessarily have the same amount of time to do, and put the strategy together and, you know, all of that stuff. I mean, you could go so much further. And then in addition to it, you have less competition, and it's inevitable. You know, there will be a shakeout as a result of the downturn. So, you know, when I first noticed what you were doing, I was intrigued and impressed that somebody, you know, a lot of people don't have the uh, confidence to just, you know, do what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely was very nervous at first, but they get easier and easier. So if you're, you know, nervous about doing something new, especially during quarantines, like the best time to do something, I think, like this is put yourself out there. And I mean, if it sucks, it's okay, I guess.
Well, listen, I mean, that's what people need to realize. Like, you know, first off, I truly believe that you can't live in fear of other people's opinions, right?
Right.
And when I started to first put myself out there on social media, and you know, it's not even like, forget like the people you don't know, like in the industry. You're not necessarily concerned about them. You're concerned about like your friends and like your mom making fun of you, or like, you know, your wife in my case, or you know what I mean, like, or your kids. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you're concerned about. And when you realize that it's, you know, it's so insignificant that I don't even remember that anymore, to be honest. But I do remember at a moment that was a thought in my mind.
Yeah.
And for like the all of the positive things that happen as a result, like think about it. I stumbled across what you were doing. I don't know exactly where I saw you first, but the fact that I did, and I wanted to have you on At Home with Our Homies, and now my audience is going to watch you and go, you know what I mean? Like, it's so powerful. Like, I don't understand how people don't do this.
Yeah, I love social media. I had the same thing. I was like, my friends back home are gonna think I'm crazy, or like, who am I to do this? I'm some influencer, yada yada. But
Exactly.
I mean, actually, they were like, wow, that's really cool. They were asking me questions of what I was doing, and I don't know, it was funny to see them reach out about it. I'm like, what did
It's
I
also,
answer?
you know what, it's nice because you'll see as time goes on, and you like, you're totally, when you start, you're out of your comfort zone, right? It's just weird. It's strange. It takes some time to get used to it. And it's funny, I see that Brittany just joined. Brittany's my videographer. So, you know, Brittany will have me in the middle of New York City, like, you know, mic'd up
Uh-huh.
in the middle of the city, you know, talking about whatever the heck's going on around me or whatever it is. And I got to a point where I just, you know, it's like second nature, where,
Yeah.
you know, there is no, like, you don't have any fear of doing it. And that helps you grow so much as a person. It's crazy. Like, I never realized the different effects, the ripple effect that would occur as a result of doing something as simple as this. It's
Hmm.
crazy. It really is. It carries over into all aspects of your life, and I think it's such a positive thing.
Yeah.
Look, crushing it, Kiera. See, look at that.
Hi,
It's amazing.
Jonathan.
So, any pointers for the folks who have not jumped in yet?
Just start, do it. Um, I mean, I'm still working on some technical difficulties that I've been trying to do some videos and edit them. I mean, I've taken a few classes in college and I've had to make videos and stuff, but uh, I mean, I just put it out there and hope for the best. So I think that's all you can do, even if it's not, you know, even if you're a perfectionist and it's not as perfect as you think it is, just send it out there because people like you will see it and look
I
at
love
it
it.
now.
I love it. All right, listen, we're going to go into the, by the way, Brittany put these together, so I don't even know what the questions are. So here we go.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh. What's the most recent thing you splurged on buying?
Um, today actually I bought new rugs for my apartment because when I came back, my dog had eaten all the rugs. So
There you go.
who
Good
likes to
answer.
drop $50 on rugs?
What music has been on repeat for you recently?
I like country music, especially in the summer. So I think country music, and also I teach yoga, so anything that has like a good vibe that I put into my playlist.
Good vibes. Listen,
Good vibe.
the world needs some good vibes, so keep
Yes.
playing that music loud. What is your favorite social media app?
Instagram.
Likewise. What are some challenges you think the next generation will face?
I think just comparing themselves to other people because they grow up with social media their whole life. So I think just having access to pictures of perfect girls or whatever, I think that's going to be an issue in the long run. And then just like crazy conspiracy theories that are going around TikTok.
Yeah, good point. And by the way, I have 2 boys, an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and just watching them have like too much access to information and social media, it's crazy. I'm concerned about that as well. If you had to eat one meal every day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pizza.
That was easy.
Very easy. I'm from Chicago.
Lou Malnati's?
Illuminati's is good, but my favorite is Palermo's.
Okay, Palermo's. Good to know. In your opinion, what are some popular retail trends?
I think we've seen the fitness trend boom in these past, few years. I'd like to see how, that plays out with whole COVID and quarantine and everything. But I think with people being so conscious about their health and wellness, we'll continue to see a fitness trend rise and healthy foods, organic smoothies, things like that take place.
I agree, and I love that. You're at Starbucks. What do you order?
Either green tea or just iced coffee with almond milk.
Excellent. What is your go-to thing that always cheers you up?
Yoga.
Yoga. I need to do more yoga. I represent Y7 yoga nationally, and I started getting into it pre-COVID, but I definitely
Take my Zoom class. I teach on Zoom
Wednesday. Every Wednesday, what time?
5:30 p.m. Eastern time.
I'm gonna fill that class up. How many spaces do you have? We're all
unlimited.
Unlimited.
Yeah,
Done.
it's on Zoom.
When is it?
Wednesdays at 5:30.
Wednesdays at 5:30.
Yes.
We're gonna make that happen.
It's a full hour.
Oh Jesus, that sounds
music and everything, but it's good because you're at home.
So is it like a flow? Is it like
vinyasa
flow?
Vinyasa flow, yeah.
And it's you choose the music. I'm assuming I just show up and Zoom. I'm in. All right, good. Sounds like I have something to do Wednesday after evening. If you could interview anybody for Small Business Saturday, who would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good question.
It is, because you have to make it happen.
Oh gosh. I'm trying to think. Maybe you can help me with this. I don't know.
I could probably help. Who is?
What's the woman's name that started Y7? I know she has
Sarah.
A few in New York and then the one in California, right?
Yeah, and Chicago's coming.
Oh, really? So that
Chicago
would be
too. All right, we need to make that happen.
Yeah.
Let's make that happen. See that? Big things happening right here on At Home with Our Homies. So listen, that was the last question. So typically, I don't know if you know what we do at the end to finish off At Home with Our Homies.
I've seen it.
Will you give us a tour of your refrigerator, please?
I guess, yeah.
Let's rock. Show
We
us what
just
we're
did-
working
we
with.
just did a
By the
haul,
way,
so.
you're a yoga instructor. I'm expecting to see a
A
lot
lot
of
of oat milk
greens,
and
a lot of
dairy-free
oat milk.
cheese.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that going to happen?
Yeah.
All right. I figured as much.
All right. We got my favorite hummus, Ithaca.
Yum. I'm a huge hummus fan. By the way, we have Christian Petroni on here. Christian, you have to get on Small Business Saturdays with Kiera as well. Sorry to interrupt.
We
Keep
got
going.
some vegan mozzarella, vegan
Wow.
feta.
That sounds terrible, by the way.
But this is my dog. Say
Oh,
hi, Goose.
very cute.
It's his birthday tomorrow.
What's his name?
Goose.
Goose. Great name.
Yep. And
What's up, Goose?
I think that's it, right?
That's it. Let's be honest. I got to ask about the organic mozzarella cheese.
Oh,
Is it any good?
It's good because it melts, actually.
Okay. Fair enough.
There
Fair
are a few
enough.
brands that don't melt, so.
Very good. Awesome. Well, listen, Kiera, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me.
All right, thank you.
I really appreciate it. And best of luck on the rest of Small Business Saturdays. You're crushing it.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Take care. I'll speak to you soon.
All right, bye.
I just walked in, but y'all already know me. Things in the world nowadays getting oldie. Chilling in the crib with the fam, getting cozy. Talking with my people, we at home with our homies.